In Brightburn, Kansas, Kyle and Tori are hoping to have a baby. One night, Tori hears a strange noise and goes to check it out. Suddenly, the building shakes and the power goes out. In the distance, they see a bright red light in the sky. Sometime later, the couple ends up with a baby boy named Brandon, whom they raise with love and care. 10 years later, Tori looks for Brandon because it's time for school. She whistles, and Brandon whistles back from his hiding place. It is a game they often play together. Tori follows the sound to the barn, where Brandon jumps out and scares her. As they leave, Kyle reminds Brandon not to go into the barn because it is dangerous. At school, the teacher asks a question about bees. Brandon answers perfectly and even talks about a type of bee that tricks other bees into raising its young. He talks so much that another student makes fun of him, causing the class to laugh. Only Caitlin doesn't laugh. She tells Brandon that smart people like him end up running the world. That night, a strange red glow appears in the barn. At the same time, Tori's radio stops working. Brandon suddenly starts having a violent seizure in his sleep, shaking the whole bed. Tori hears a noise, but the seizure stops, so she goes back to painting. Brandon opens his eyes, which are glowing red. He then opens the window and jumps outside. Tori hears another noise and goes outside. She first thinks it is the swing moving in the wind. As she walks through the hanging laundry, she briefly sees Brandon before he disappears. She searches the barn and finds him speaking strange words while pulling at a locked hatch. He ignores her until she touches him. Brandon seems confused and says he has been hearing voices. Tori comforts him and assumes he was sleepwalking. After she puts him back to bed, the hatch begins glowing red again. When Kyle asks what happened, Tori only says that Brandon was sleepwalking. The next day, Brandon tries to mow the lawn, but the mower will not start. Frustrated, he throws it across the yard with incredible strength. He cannot believe what he just did. Later, he hears the voices again. When he finds the mower, he touches the spinning blade. The blade breaks, but Brandon is completely unharmed. For Brandon's birthday, the family goes to a diner. Tori's sister Marilee, who is also Brandon's counselor, talks about how smart he is. Her husband Noah gives Brandon a hunting rifle as a gift. Kyle immediately takes it away because he thinks Brandon is too young. Angry, Brandon slams his fist on the table, causing all the arcade machines to shut off. Kyle says dessert is cancelled and the family is going home. Brandon refuses to move, and when Kyle grabs him, the machines flicker again. Eventually, Tori convinces Brandon to leave while a waitress named Erica watches the family with concern. Later, Kyle and Tori discuss Brandon's strange behavior. Tori remembers being rebellious when she was young and wants to be a better parent than her own parents were. Kyle suggests taking a camping trip to help everyone relax. At breakfast, Brandon ignores his parents and keeps eating. Kyle discovers him chewing on a metal fork. When he pulls it away, the fork is badly bent. Brandon seems confused and does not remember doing it. While cleaning Brandon's room, Tori finds pictures hidden under his mattress. Some show women in underwear, while others show graphic images of human organs. She and Kyle decide they need to talk to him about it. During their camping trip, Brandon asks Kyle questions about growing up and attraction. Kyle tries to explain, but Brandon misunderstands and asks if he should start acting on those feelings right away. Uncomfortable, Kyle quickly ends the conversation. That night, Tori wakes up and discovers Brandon is missing. At the same time, Caitlin is awakened when her laptop suddenly starts playing a love song. She shuts it off, but the music keeps coming back. Then she notices movement behind her curtains. Brandon appears outside her window. Caitlin screams for her mother. Erica rushes into the room, but Brandon is gone before she arrives. Erica becomes worried when Caitlin says Brandon was there. Back at the campsite, Kyle and Tori find Brandon standing alone in the woods. He claims he only got up to use the bathroom. Later, Brandon starts drawing a strange costume and symbol in his notebook. Tori tells Marilee about his odd behavior, but Marilee believes it is normal teenage development. When Tori catches Brandon drawing the symbol, he quickly hides it. One night, Kyle hears the chickens panicking. Thinking a wolf is nearby, he grabs a rifle and checks the coop. Instead, he finds Brandon staring at the chickens. Brandon barely responds when Kyle talks to him. Later that night, the chickens panic again. Kyle finds them all dead. Tori blames a wolf, but Kyle believes Brandon is responsible because the coop's lock was broken from the inside. At school, the students play a trust exercise. During Brandon's turn, Caitlin refuses to help him and calls him a creep. When she finally offers her hand, Brandon grabs it and squeezes so hard that he breaks it. Erica demands Brandon be arrested, but the police explain that because he is a child, he will only receive suspension and counseling. Erica insults Brandon's unknown birth mother, but Tori insists she is Brandon's real mother and leaves angrily. At home, Tori tells Kyle everything she saw in the barn. Kyle points out that Brandon has never been hurt by anything and now seems capable of hurting other people. Meanwhile, Brandon finally understands one of the strange words he keeps hearing: take. He returns to the barn and breaks the chain on the hatch. The red light surrounds him, and he begins repeating the words during another seizure. Tori rushes to the barn and finds Brandon floating in the air. When she calls his name, he falls into the hidden chamber below. A piece of metal cuts his hand. Tori climbs down and finally tells him the truth. The object in the barn is a spaceship. She explains that she found Brandon inside it as a baby. Brandon becomes furious that his parents hid the truth from him. He storms home and destroys several things before running into the rain. There, he fully translates the message from the ship: take the world. His eyes begin glowing and powerful laser beams shoot from them. Soon after, Brandon appears in Caitlin's room. He gives her flowers and says everyone will soon know how special he is. When Caitlin says her mother does not want her around him, Brandon says he will take care of that problem. That night, Erica is closing the diner when she notices strange symbols on the windows. The lights begin flickering, and a piece of broken glass cuts her eye. As blood pours from the wound, she realizes something is stalking her. Terrified, she hides in the freezer. A glowing laser cuts through the freezer door before Brandon, wearing his homemade costume, attacks her. The next morning, Brandon acts normal and says he feels better. Meanwhile, police discover the destroyed diner, but Erica is nowhere to be found. Sheriff Gerald notices Brandon's strange symbol left behind. During a counseling session, Brandon tells Marilee that he is special and superior to everyone around him. He refuses to show any guilt about hurting Caitlin. Marilee pushes him for answers because she must write a report for the sheriff. Brandon becomes angry. That night, Marilee's alarm goes off. Brandon appears at her door and politely asks her not to write the report. She refuses and sends him away. Later, Brandon secretly sneaks into the house. When Noah comes home, he discovers Brandon hiding in a closet. Furious, Noah drags him outside and threatens to tell his parents. Brandon suddenly uses his powers to throw Noah across the garage. Noah drives away, but Brandon attacks him on the road. The truck loses control and eventually crashes. Brandon leaves his symbol behind using Noah's blood. Back home, Tori and Kyle worry when Brandon disappears again. He later returns shirtless and claims he was playing soccer. The couple knows he is lying but has no idea how to handle the situation. That night, Kyle dreams about the day Brandon arrived. In the dream, baby Brandon's eyes glow red. Kyle wakes up frightened by an emergency phone call and learns about Noah's accident. When Tori tells Brandon that Noah has died, he shows no emotion. Kyle becomes convinced Brandon is responsible. Later, he secretly finds a bloody shirt hidden in Brandon's room. Tori still refuses to believe Brandon is dangerous, leading to a huge argument. The next day, Sheriff Gerald realizes the symbols connected to the recent crimes all match Brandon's initials. After finding Brandon's notebook, Tori finally sees the truth. The pages are filled with drawings of his costume, the murders, and plans to take over the world. Kyle takes Brandon hunting in the woods. When Brandon turns around, Kyle shoots him in the head. The bullet does nothing. Brandon disappears and then attacks. He fires lasers through Kyle's eyes, killing him instantly. At home, Tori desperately calls Kyle's phone. Brandon answers instead. He tells her Kyle is gone and that he is coming home. Soon, the house begins shaking violently. Walls crack and furniture crashes around her. Tori tries to call 911 while Sheriff Gerald heads to the house. When Gerald arrives, Brandon slams him into a pillar, killing him instantly. The deputy enters the house and is brutally killed as well. Tori hides under a bed while Brandon searches for her, whistling their old game. She escapes through a window and falls hard to the ground. The injury reminds her that metal from the spaceship is the only thing that can hurt Brandon. She races to the barn while Brandon tears through the house. Inside the spaceship, she finds Erica's dissected body surrounded by strange symbols. Tori grabs a sharp piece of the ship and calls Brandon over by whistling. Brandon appears. Tori tells him she loves him and hugs him while secretly preparing to stab him. Before she can do it, Brandon stops her and takes the weapon away. Filled with anger, Brandon carries Tori high into the sky. Above the clouds, he lets her go and watches her fall to her death. The next morning, investigators discover that a passenger plane crashed into the house, destroying nearly all evidence. Everyone on board is dead. Brandon is found alive and pretending to be another victim. Sometime later, disasters begin happening all over the world. People cannot explain them, but Brandon's shadow is often seen near the destruction. As his symbol appears across the country, a conspiracy theorist warns that aliens may be responsible. And that is the end of the story.